Hey there, how you doing, Sagittarius? Let's see what we got for you today. My name is Cheryl Lynn, and I am here to do your weekly reading. This one is actually for the 27th through the 30th, so today through the 30th. Sorry, this one is a little bit on the late side, but not really late yet. So here we go. Let's see what we got for Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Okay. Alrighty, what you got, what you got? We're starting with the Hermit, okay? To the Six of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. So this is your backstory going into the reading. The Hermit is talking about you pulling your energy back out of a situation, okay? The situation we're speaking of with the Six of Cups is one that you have a ton of history with. And the challenge that I see here is the Ace of Cups, which was some sort of a new opportunity in love. This makes me feel as though possibly you are part of a situation, or you were part of a situation in the recent past where everything had fizzled, okay? Nothing had necessarily gone wrong, but things weren't really going right. You had kind of almost overstayed your time in that situation, maybe. Things had just kind of died out, right? And all of a sudden you came across a new opportunity in love. The issue then, of course, being whether or not to let go of what was no longer working, is how this looks to me. So this is your backstory. So this is something that's already happened, you know what I'm saying? However it played out is what is coming forward. But I mean, this is what we're building on here, is this right here. So this looks to be the issue in the recent past. Okay. So where are we going currently? Where are you at currently? I have the Six of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So there is definitely some, I'm not quite clear yet on how this worked out back here. I don't know that it's come to a conclusion yet. The issue we had in the beginning where something that you were a part of had fizzled and it had lost its luster, we'll say, or something. Something was just not feeding your soul anymore the way that it once had, and then you ran across a new opportunity and you weren't sure how to situate everything, is what it looks like. Currently, there is definitely a concern over what other people are going to say or think about the situation. And the card at the center of your read then becomes the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands meaning that you're standing still at a crossroads. So like I said, this hasn't come to a conclusion yet. You're still trying to figure this out, it looks like. The challenge in this row is the Queen of Pentacles. There's definitely a fine line here that you're trying to walk between loyalty to something and, you know, happiness, really. Whatever it is that you feel that you need to be loyal to is something that you're telling me no longer makes you happy. So then, you know, it's almost like giving yourself permission. Are you allowed to give yourself permission to go do what does make you happy? You know what I'm saying? And at what cost is that going to take place, is what I see. That's the problem you're dealing with right now, it looks like. Okay, let's keep going forward. Okay, you're presenting here as the Queen of Pentacles. So part of the issue here is that you feel as though you have built something where you feel like your home is where the loyalty is, but you're not happy there. So that is what you're trying to say. Okay, what do we have in the near future? Okay, well, I have the World, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Well, the near future, there's definitely a cycle closing out. Okay, now which cycle is closing out is the whole question here, right? That's why Two of Wands is in the center, because you are going to have to close out one cycle or the other. Whether you opt to close out the cycle where you have the loyalty to go for what you believe will make you happy, or are you going to instead side with the loyalty and close out the cycle that you believe makes you happy? That is completely up to you, but that is the dilemma you're living within right now, it looks like. You're trying to hold on to both, but that's not feasible. Sometimes when you're an adult, you have to make adult decisions. And you have to pick one path or the other, right? No matter which direction you go with this, there's going to be heartbreak involved. I mean, that's it's a fact of life. Hmm. Okay, let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. I have the Chariot, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So with the Chariot, it's saying that you are trying to move forward. I mean, I could tell you what I believe is the direction that you're headed in, but that doesn't really do you much good because you do have free will, and I'm reading for more than one person. So this comes down to your personal situation and what you decide to do, you know. I think a lot of you are going to decide to choose yourself and move forward towards what you think is happiness. And I think you're making that decision very much so based on the fact that if you're not happy, then it's more than likely the other person involved in this loyalty-based situation is not really finding true happiness either, right? So for many of you, I feel like that's the decision that you will make, but that doesn't mean all of you. I mean, some of you could go the other way as well. We have the King of Swords backing up the Chariot, which would speak of some of you deciding to go with what you feel is integrity, or, you know what I'm saying? Which can be seen however you want to see it. I mean, it would also say that some of you are deciding to try to make this decision minus your emotions. Minus your emotions, you probably would side with loyalty, I guess. It just depends on your particular situation, I suppose. I'm just telling you, this is what I see as the problem, and then you're trying to make the decision. Ace of Pentacles says there is also an opportunity for you financially, it looks like, to back this up. I think for those of you that are trying to make a clean break and go in a new direction, you probably will take up this opportunity, this new opportunity for finance or whatever, to try to make a whole new start to some extent, because it looks like that's probably the easier way to go. If that's the decision you make, is to go try something new, it's probably to start all new, right? Okay, let me see what you got over here. Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Devil. I mean, the Five of Cups says that you're going to deal with a sense of loss and regret. That was kind of a given in this situation. The Page of Pentacles is about you trying to rebuild a foundation, which is going to be necessary whether you decide to stay or go. Either way, the foundation that you had there is going to be strongly damaged, so you're going to have to rebuild the foundation no matter which side you decide to go with, you know. And then we have the Devil here, because darn it, isn't he always here? He's always here somehow. He just always shows up. This has to do with the way you're viewing yourself, you know. Yeah. I'm going to get three more and get out of this. This is really, this is a very fluid situation right this second. And like I said, it's up to each and every one of you where you decide which direction you decide you want to go in. What do you got here? Two of Cups, Four of Wands. Wow. And the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So the Two of Cups would say that there's I feel like this is how I see this. I think the Two of Cups is one of the unions, and I think that is a divine union. And I think the other one is the Four of Wands. And it's a higher level soulmate, meaning that I think both of these people were intended to come into your life. And I know it's very confusing and difficult for you right now, but somehow there's a lesson here that was meant to be learned. I don't know. But I wouldn't say either one of these two relationships was ever not supposed to be here. So, and with the Knight of Pentacles, this is you kind of feeling stagnant, trying to figure out which way to go. You're being very cautious. You're trying to err on the side of caution when you make this decision, which is the right way to do it. So it looks like a week filled with some drama, maybe, right? A lot of overthinking and a little bit of drama, but I think that it'll be okay. I know it'll be okay. It's just the way things play out. Okay. I hope that helped. I don't know if that helped much, but there you go. Thanks.